Hello, beautiful offer artists. Hi, Beverly. Hi, Angela. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Shayla. Hi, everybody. Hi, Allison. Hi, Karen. Come to the chat box. Say hello. How is everybody doing on their offer creation? Are we feeling alive, feeling fresh, feeling good? Share it in the chat box. Today, we are going to dive into a Q&A. So I have the questions that you guys dropped into the Facebook group thread, and I'm going to go ahead and answer all of those. If there's anything that comes up and you're here live and you asked a question and you want to ask a follow-up question, totally cool. And if there's a little time left over, we can do that too if you didn't get a chance to drop a question in the thread. And I'm just reading the chat here. So good. Angela says it's great refining and getting so clear. Hell yes. Shayla's like, I'm getting somewhere. Okay, amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in with Karen's question. So Karen asked, number one, how do you go about speaking to people in a current membership about changing it and revamping it? Do you tell them when it's happening or before, keep them the same price? Would love input on how to get them to buy in with zero pushback. I've been hinting that it's getting a revamp. Okay, whenever I'm changing anything, Karen, I'm just really honest and clear about we are changing it. I make it exciting. Here are the shifts that are happening to better serve you and where the community and the brand is going to better serve you. So I make it more of an exciting thing. Like, this is what we're shifting. It's going to serve you in XYZ way. Who's on board? Here's the changes that we're making. If you're really changing deliverables that really feel like, whoa, like you're really, changing what they originally paid for, that's when I would say these changes are going to start on X date. So you're going to finish out with whatever payment you paid for the next month. If for whatever reason you're not on board with these changes, you absolutely can cancel your membership. I'm going to miss you so much, but I'm sending you so much love. And like, that's totally perfect. But you're going to get what I originally said you were going to buy until X date, and then we're going to make these changes on Y date. You can choose to stay if you're on board. So how does that feel? Good, clear? Anything come up with that? Okay, amazing. And then Karen also asked, for my mid-ticket mentorship, I'm launching my second round in September. Amazing. Is Evergreen a good idea for where I'm at, or do I keep it open closed? I do feel that this can be a great space for people to lead themselves where they're at and get results in an ongoing way, but I'm afraid the calls will be the same questions over and over if new people come in. What do you do on calls to keep it fresh and not be redundant on evergreen style mentorship? Okay, so the first question, should you take it open closed versus evergreen? If you desire to keep it evergreen, you absolutely can. I don't think that you have to be in a stage of business to take something evergreen. What I will keep in mind, what I will say is, if you do take an offer evergreen, that doesn't mean, everybody listen when I say this, that doesn't mean that you're not launching it. Right? That's a misconception. People go, oh, I'm going to take an offer evergreen, so I never have to sell it because it's just always open. No, you have to sell it harder, right? You have to sell it all the time. And I would still do focused pushes for it, where like you do a launch vehicle and there's maybe some expiring bonuses for that season and you go all in and do pushes for it. So you're still going to launch it. It's just going to be open to sales all the time. In terms of what do you do to not keep calls redundant in an evergreen style mentorship? Well, a couple different things. Number one, it can be redundant, quote, redundant, like, because people need to talk about the same things all the time over and over. Repetition is what gets results. So in Trailblazers, are we talking about content messaging, offers, launching sales every time? Yes. Is that perfect? Yes, because that's what people need. Same with any transformation. However, I do find with nutrition and fitness and those sorts of things, sometimes open Q&A isn't the best style, right? Because it's not so much like we have a ton of questions. It's more, I find you can make it evergreen style where there's more like workshop focuses. So I have had past like weight loss clients and stuff do things like, the first Monday of every month, we do more of a mindset focused workshop. And the third Monday of every month, we do more of like a meal prep or dealing with social life while you're going through this goal on the second Monday of every month. So there might be a little teaching, more workshop style, everybody feel good on their plan, open Q&A, and that also keeps it fresh, engaging, if that's ever an issue. Cool. Okay, amazing. Okay, I love this. Okay, Angela, I read your question before I got on this call and it's long, so I'm going to summarize it. Essentially, what Angela, I believe, is asking, and Angela, if you're on this call, you can obviously unmute yourself too, but you're basically just asking about the messaging of strong feels good when people, after they go through the pull-up plan and upsell them, what's the messaging like? And right now, I feel like you nailed it, but we can just go a step deeper. It's like strong feels good is for the woman who, like, you don't want to half-ass your fitness, and you can just be real with them in your personality. Like, you're here to be beast mode in the gym, right? You're here to be beast mode in the gym. You want to take it to the top. You want to turn heads in the gym. You want to be the girl that's lifting heavier than the guys. And you're here not only to lift like heavy in the gym so that you can be capable AF in your life, but it's also like you're here to fuel your body to be high performing, high energy in the gym and in all areas of your life. You're not here to restrict, starve, be small. You're here to be strong, be fueled, be high energy, be high capability. If that's you and you're like an elite, like make it aspirational. Like you want to take it to the freaking top. Strong feels good is for you. And that's actually going to call people to desire to behave that way, right? Like to want to be the elite, to want to go all the way to the top, if that's how you position the messaging for it. And it's just like the highest step. So how does that feel when I say that?
Yeah, I feel like it's just hard because like I said, typically they either go through pull-up revolution, they get their pull-up, so you already know that they're like consistent, they're getting through it. So it's
Yeah.
like kind of almost like trying to make sure they know like, okay, now this is like a more expensive program. It's $1,500, right? So what more are they going to be getting out of it and why? And like when you're saying define the transformation for them, I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm trying to really think of like what that transformation is for them because it's
Yeah.
definitely feeling a little bit different, but it's always typically a high achiever, a nurse, a doctor, or something along those lines who typically seem to upgrade it.
Yeah, and you can even say like you're a high achiever, and you know that when you're like beast mode in the gym, you're like you crush it in your life, you're fueled, you're strong, you're energized, you can take on like all of, like life's stuff because that's who you are, and that starts in the gym and how you're fueling your body. So you can paint that vision. I think your people are going to get it. And also, if it's important to them, you can gamify like what you're doing in that offer, where it's like, this is where you're going to get X amount of pull-ups, or do Y Turkish get up with Y weight, or deadlift your body weight plus this here, or squat that. If those are metrics they care about, like excelling in, because that already they're sold on like working towards specific goals and the gym feels really good for them, you can also talk about the specific goals that they might have too.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of them are just super busy. They don't want to like think at all when they're at the gym and that they like forget to eat and they just need somebody to take care of them because again, they're high achievers and doing everything else. So
Yeah.
that's what it seems like it's coming into turn. So it's weird because like sometimes, transformations like fat loss or
Yeah.
this or that, where I feel like this is like it's feeling a little bit more difficult to understand what that full transformation is.
Yeah, but I think you just talking about being strong, being energized, being fueled so that you're like top performing, top capabilities, like they're going to know what that means. And you can paint that specific image of like, so you can crush it in your job because you're so fueled for your day, rather than energy crashing at 2 p.m. because you ate what you needed to eat. You actually like excel and thrive with your family and your relationships because you're taking care of your body first. And when you know that you need like the space to hold you accountable to being that person in the gym so you can be that in your life, that's going to land for people.
And then should I use that same messaging for like if I talk about it in public? So I'm gonna start to like right now it's only like email that we're like talking about it, but I wouldn't change it really, right? Because I want to attract the same people,
Totally.
right?
You're
Okay.
attracting the go-getter. You're
All
attracting
right.
the all-in go-getter that's like money's not an issue. They crush it in all of their life. They want to crush it in all areas. they want to go crush it at the gym too.
Yeah,
And they,
because we've had a few people who come in from like just randomly and I 100% know they're not the right people. My coach is fine with it, but I'm like, that's not who's supposed to be in here.
yeah,
So I want to also make sure I'm not just like letting anybody in and be like, yeah, we're gonna, give you weight loss. Oh, we're also gonna give you this and that. It's like I don't want to be everything.
no.
So
And I think it's so on brand with like, I obviously like peripherally I see what you post on social media. Like people are following you because they want to be like that beast, like that girl that just is like crushing it. I think that you're going to call in that person.
sweet. I'm excited because like I said, I feel like there's been a huge gap just for this particular offer that's been really tough for me. So I'm like excited to bring people into it because it's really good. So once they're in it, it's great. But
Yeah. Speak to that aspirational identity of who they want to be.
okay, awesome. Thank you.
I'll buy them in. Amazing. And I saw you had a question about marketing the like free 30-minute strategy session. Are you good there?
Oh, okay. I was just gonna like right now I'm gonna do calls to try and get them in. I think it's like the easiest way. Like just kind of qualify them a little bit beforehand, messaging wise, and then just have them book a call. I feel like they typically 80% of them buy when I do that.
Amazing. Cool.
Yeah. And then if not, we have the membership. I can always downsell them and be like, oh, cool. Like, no problem. You can just hop into this other membership for $47 and we don't coach you.
Amazing.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
So good. I'm excited for you. Yay. Okay. Hope said, I mapped out my offer suite and did the math on potential MRR. And while it all sounds great, my initial thoughts were, well, how the heck is this ever going to happen? Anyone else been there? I feel you. I'm having a hard enough time getting people in my one-to-one, and I have a big vision for group mentorship type program, but my engagement so far is low. So it's hard for my subconscious to get on board with this actually happening to make this MRR plan happen. Can we walk through that first? Okay, so first thing is first, you guys with the MRR plan, this isn't a plan to make it happen next month, next 2 months, next 3 months. For you, it might be a year-long, 2-year-long plan, but I just wanted you to see on paper what's possible for you and how it's possible so you can start to go, oh, I know what I need to execute and I know where my roadmap is. In terms of you believing it, when I first started my business, I was never had the thought of like, duh, I'm gonna go make 100K months tomorrow. Like, hell yeah, like no prob. That was not where my belief was. That belief is something I have now because I've showed up for myself every single day, gotten myself in rooms over and over again with other women who are normalizing it. And eventually, when you build relentless self-trust with yourself, showing up, getting small wins along the way, and those keep stacking, the level of trust that you have for where you're going is going to compound, 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 compound. You don't need to be focusing on step 25 now. You need to be focusing on step 1. So for you right now, build trust with yourself by crushing the messaging, filling your one-on-one coaching. You're going to do that. Then you're going to go crush it even more, start filling a group. Then you're going to do that. And all of a sudden you're going to go, whoa, 10K months, whoa, 20K months. Okay, let me go hit 50, let me go hit 100. And by then your subconscious is going to be like, duh, I'm a millionaire. And it just allow yourself to take that organically, and you don't have to rush it to go into that next step. Get behind the belief that you can fill your one-to-one coaching. Get behind the belief that you can sign on a few clients into your group program, because you can, and go do that. So I'm working on, the other question you have is I'm working on selling some one-off lower ticket type sessions to get people in as my potential upsell into my programs. But is there anything else to be done? I'm speaking to my ideal client. I'm working on my messaging, all of these different things. So Hope, you're doing all the right things. You keep refining your messaging, showing up for your people, selling these one-off sessions, serving, nurturing, like showing up for your people. It will take off. You don't have to worry about like, let me be on step 25 right now. It's like, stay in your lane, blinders on, keep working on your messaging, keep making your content extraordinary, serving your people, getting those one-off higher proximity, short-term hell yeses, upsell them on the back end into one-to-one coaching. As you start to feel traction there, you move into group. You're going to crush it. Let me know if you have any questions there, if you're here live, Hope. And if not, it's just like blinders on. Okay, yeah, I'm just reading the chat box. Kayla said, took me 9 months to finally get a realistic MRR happening. Time is of the essence, no shame. Yeah, like one foot in front of the other. It's just a bird's eye view to make you realize like, oh, I do see how this all adds up. Like over time, we got this. Okay, Ashley said, I would love to launch a 21-day weight loss program as a lead-in to my mid-ticket weight loss program. And I'm wondering if learn how to stay lean and avoid the summer weight gain in 21 days is specific enough of an outcome. I don't want to promise a specific amount of weight loss since it's such a short time frame, but wondering if that will still convert. I would do, instead of learn to stay lean and avoid summer weight gain, I would do something like get lean for summer, or like lose the weight while you travel, or like hot for summer 21-day challenge, something like that. And the tagline can be something like, you know, the like take the steps to learn your first few pounds in the next 21 days, even while you're traveling and enjoying your summer. And I think that's going to be more tangible because no one's going, I really want to avoid summer weight gain. They're saying, I want to lose the weight. That would be like, if I was like, come take a program where you're going to avoid your business slowing down. Come take a challenge where you're going to avoid your business slowing down. No, not avoid your business slowing down. Here's how we're going to grow. Here's how we're going to get to where we want to go. Now, in terms of, I don't want to promise a specific amount of weight loss since it's such a short amount of time. This is something that we're going to talk about in later when we talk about messaging your offers in like the offer tagline, but you guys are messaging the possibility of your offer, not what you guarantee is going to happen. When I say like 3x your sales through content shifts, I trust that that's the possibility of buying trailblazing content and the opportunity when you implement these methods. Do I think that everybody's going to 3x their sales in the 3 weeks that it took to take trailblazing content? No. But do I know the possibility of what will happen when they implement those shifts? Yes. And is it 3x your sales? Absolutely. And if we don't have that belief in our offers, what are we even doing? So you have to promise the possibility of like, lose your first 5 pounds in 21 days or first few pounds in 21 days. Can someone have that possibility? Absolutely. And so that's what you're marketing. Let me know if that's helpful, Ashley.
It is, and I guess I just always get a little tripped up on the wording of it because it's like, you know, lose it, 3x. It does kind of sound like you're promising something. So
Yeah.
is it you just trusting that your audience will see the possibility instead of you having to say, by the way, this is not like a strong guarantee that it will happen?
Yeah, I think anytime you're messaging anything, it's like, this is what's possible when you implement these things. Like when you take this course, here's what's possible for you. It's not, and if you don't, you can sue me, right? Or, you know, like if you don't build the business or lose the weight or whatever, have the relationship, like you didn't get those tools. It's like, these are the tools that can get you to the possibility of X offer, but you just say, boom, here's what it's going to do.
Okay, perfect. Thank
Cool.
you.
Okay. You feel good about that? No blocks about that?
I don't. I think it's just a mindset block that I needed to work through. So yeah, that helps. Thank you.
Cool. You're gonna crush it. Okay, Shayna said, your teachings on creating offers that are scalable are really awesome. I'm working to launch my signature mid-ticket program and I'm trying to determine what access to me looks like so it's scalable. Awesome. Can you tell us how you structure access across all of your offers? For example, how often are your calls for the Trailblazers versus your mastermind versus one-to-one? Do you use Telegram private groups for each so people can support one another? If so, do you jump into those voice messaging groups at all? I'd love to hear what you found works for you when it comes to support, so I can help use it to build out my offer suite. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to start with the Trailblazers because that's really like the home space where I like to serve the like vast majority of people for long term. So the Trailblazers is bi-weekly, twice a month, group coaching calls. access to my entire product suite. So they get access to things like offer art automatically, trailblazing content in an entire portal with like dozens of trainings on things like launching, selling in the DMs, how to host a masterclass that converts, like yada, yada, yada. So they get all of that. And then they get a once a week group Telegram Q&A broadcast. So in Telegram, they get a Q&A broadcast where once a week they can drop a question in a thread, similar to how we're doing this right now, but slightly different. And because I don't get on a call, I answer it in Telegram, but once a week I go through and I answer everyone's one question for the week. And did you do what else? Is there something I'm missing for Trailblazers? So that's Trailblazers. And if that program got to a point where there was like 80, 90, 100 people in it, I know for me that what I'm already planning on doing if and when it gets to that point, because I want to have a level of proximity with my people where everybody gets like a question answered if they desire it, I will do cohorts over time. It hasn't gotten to that point yet. I think there's about 35, 40 people in there right now, but I'll do cohorts where cohort 1 will meet like the first and third Tuesday, and cohort 2 will meet like the second and fourth Tuesday of every month. They get all of that. And then there's a mastermind chat, and they're in there a lot. If anyone's in the Trailblazers, you can put it in the chat box how much you're in the mastermind chat. They're in the mastermind chat a lot, supporting each other, giving feedback to each other, masterminding, but I'm not in that chat giving feedback. I'm not in there. I've talked about that. So yeah, they're in there all the time. So that's the Trailblazers, and that works really well because I find with that model, I can definitely for sure, without even needing cohorts, have like 50 people in there very comfortably. And then when it starts to get over 50, I'll start to look at cohorts, and it's a very streamlined way to deliver in a semi-scalable way. And I find that everybody like can get their question answered on the call for the most part. And then, for Amplify, which is my higher proximity mastermind, that is more of a one-to-one group hybrid. So I would really say that that is more one-to-one coaching, but also with a group, because they get one-to-one messaging access to me. So we can go back and forth all day if they desire that one-to-one. They each get a one-to-one monthly call with me, and we get small group, it caps out at 12 women at a time, weekly calls. So, and access to the entire product suite, like offer art, etc. So for them, I would say that's definitely more high touch, higher proximity, obviously limited spots. So the price goes up for that. And then one-to-one, I do 2 calls a month privately, plus one-to-one messaging access. Any questions coming up around this? And then what I'll also do that I find to be really helpful for people like in the Trailblazers or just anyone anywhere on Instagram that's following is I'll also do short-term high proximity offers. Like, let's do a month together in Voxer, let's do a one-off strategy call. And I find that that works really well because I find that people inside the Trailblazers, when they want more support, they can buy those things. Okay, let's just do a month in Voxer together. Okay, let's just do a one-off strategy session together where we do XYZ. Kayla asked, how long are your one-to-one calls? I used to do an hour, but I feel like it's a lot. I do 45 minutes. I do 45 minutes. And right now I find 45 minutes is the perfect amount of time. Sometimes I personally feel a little rushed with 30 minutes. So I find 45 minutes for chill, relax, but it's not too long. And yeah, that's where I am right now. And then these group programs are obviously more scalable because you guys see obviously how I'm doing the Q&A. Yeah. So Shayna, are you here live? Did you have any more questions around all of that? Okay. Cool. Okay, amazing. That was all of the questions that was in the Q&A thread. I know right now within the context of offer art, where we're at and the trainings that have been dropped have been a lot about training design, choosing your deliverables, designing your welcome call. Are there any questions about curriculums that drive action, the welcome call, choosing intentional deliverables? Anybody have any questions around that? Cool, you guys are feeling solid? Shayla.
Hello.
Hi.
So you'll have to let me know if I think that this is relevant, because I'm going through, like, literally just as of yesterday, I pivoted my focus from the micro offer to the macro. And so now I'm like looking through the like curriculum that I had kind of like already been going through, which is pretty much just what I do with my one-on-one clients now, and like transitioning it into a group format.
Yeah.
But with switching to the group, I'm trying to figure out, like, in terms of the transformation, I'm wondering, like, if kind of like what I was asking last week in the Trailblazers chat about, like, am I going too broad with my curriculum? Like, because I feel like the transformation isn't necessarily like one thing. And so I'm trying to go through it like, okay, these are all the things that like my one ideal client needs. But in terms of like tying it up and saying, like, it's not just like a weight loss program. It's not just a get your period back program. It's not just a heal your relationship with food program. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this question right now, but that's where I'm at.
Yeah, of course, this is perfect. So what is the like macro transformation in terms of your big macro program, or if someone works on with you one-to-one or will be in this big macro group program?
So we work on regulating their cycle and like getting rid of PMS and whatnot. Gut health, thyroid health, understanding how to feed themselves, like just like empowerment and understanding how their body works, their cycle works,
Wait,
and
pause.
whatnot.
This is really good because what you went into was all of the things that you do. We go into cycle syncing, they learn how to eat, they learn this. What's the transformation? When they finish your program, what's on the other side? How is their life going to be different after they work with you?
Okay, that's a great specification. So they are going to feel better in their bodies. They have more energy. They get rid of their bloating. They have regular pain-free periods. They have peace of mind around food. They have confidence with building a meal and going grocery shopping. They don't like have to use their willpower to control their diets. They also just have like an empowered sense of embodiment and like being more in touch with their bodies and in their cycle and like in touch with their, divine feminine and whatnot. So yeah, I'd say that's where they're going.
Okay, so it's literally like health, energy, like vitality, right? It's literally those things. And to get more specific, like you're saying, it's like right now you're experiencing insert things that they're experiencing, right? You're experiencing bloat, fatigue, painful periods, acne. You are experiencing an unhealthy relationship with food. Get more specific around what that looks like. You're hyper restricting, then you're overeating, whatever those symptoms are. On the other side of this, you're going to have all of those symptoms gone, right? So like pain-free periods, clear skin, energy all day, food, like you're gonna healthy relationship with food is not what I want to say, but you're gonna like eat on a Tuesday the way that you eat on a Saturday. You're not going to think about food all day or whatever those specifics are. That's their desired result. You're going to feel lean, strong, or not strong, but you're going to feel lean, energized. That's the result. And it's like, okay, what goes in to helping them go from where they're at to where they want to go? And that's what you include in the vehicle.
Okay. So even though it's a lot of different things, it's still one transformation. So like, I don't need to pick like one thing.
Yeah, it's still one transformation because it's ultimately, and we can brainstorm this right now because I do want to make it one cohesive transformation of like, to me, it's like gain energy, get rid of all of those symptoms and like feel lean and energized in your body, right? Like to me, it's it's health.
It's like inner and outer glow up all around, like mind, body, spirit.
Yeah. So mind, body, spirit, cool. We just have to be able to communicate what that actually is in like a tagline, right? Like more specific, like like it can be, this program's going to help you XYZ, like it can be comma, 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 and one can be more mind transformation, body transformation, spirit, but we do need to get clear about what that is. And I know you and I have been talking about this, but I would narrow your focus on what that really is for you, because I would say that like healing painful periods and acne and bloat is a little bit different than like feminine embodiment, is a little bit different than like healing binging and relationship with food. So those are all different problems. So I would encourage you, like one woman that she can have multiple things that she's like dealing with, but it needs to be one solid transformation. Does that make sense?
It does. And that's why I was going back and forth before. Like, I feel like from an outsider someone who like doesn't really understand my work, they'd be like, I don't even have issues with these things. Like, I feel like half of them are problems that people don't even know that they have until we start working together.
Okay, well, you want to address problems that people know that they have.
Right. And then I can just sneak the other things in and like, they'll just be happy about them when they get there.
You can educate people on the problems that they have too. Just like maybe someone might not go like, I have a leadership problem, and I can like point out in my content, like actually this mindset drama or this thing is actually a personal power issue, not a strategy issue. Let's work on it together. You can educate people and do problem awareness around that, but you do need to be meeting people in your messaging on like, here's what's going on for you in a way that you would describe it. Like, here's an issue that you have in a way that's pestering you, and here's how we're going to solve it.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that. I have notes from discovery calls from ideal clients in quotes from what they say. So I'll just look through those.
Yeah, I would just look at like, yeah, what is the transformation they want? What are the issues that are coming up? That's the macro result. And it doesn't need to be everything under the sun. Like, it doesn't also have to be binge eating and this and that. It's like they're experiencing these hormone imbalances. We're going to go over here to feel amazing in our body, fix our hormones in XYZ way. Okay, amazing. But like, to me, like binge eating, that's like, it's like a whole nother ball game, right? So narrow,
Yeah.
narrow down.
In my messaging, but not the actual content.
In the problem that you're solving with your offer, and your content will mirror that. Your content will talk about problems and solutions for that ideal client, for that offer, to help sell your offer out.
Okay. I think I understand. Thank you.
Do you? You good?
I don't know if I do, but I don't want to hog the mic.
Okay. Come to the, if you have a follow-up question, come to the Trailblazers Q&A broadcast today.
Thank
cool?
you.
Okay.
Cool.
Amazing. Anybody else want to come up?
I had a question. I put it in the chat, but I didn't watch the videos, so sorry. I have to get on that. But I'm just curious how you map out your offers. I don't necessarily know if this is an offer art question, but like,
Yeah.
I have so many ideas that come to me like in June, July, not in January when you have to create your plan. And I'm like, my thing is, I'm like, okay, how do I like structure them so that I'm not like just verbally vomiting all these offers and then like everyone's like, what the hell are you selling? So I'm just trying to figure out like, what's your intake on how you map out your year and when, and like, yeah, that's basically it.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, more of a launch and sales question, but I'm happy to answer it. So first of all, I don't know what I'm going to be like selling 2 months from now in terms of micro programs and all that. I am so not the person that's like sits there in January and is like, this is every name of the masterclass and the challenge and the micro program and all of the things for the end of the year. So no pressure to be that way if you're not that way. What I do know, and the way I do map it out, is I know that I'm always backing people into my signature programs. I'm always backing people into Amplify. I'm always backing people into the Trailblazers. Those are the offers that I always want to have full at all times. So because I know that, because they're both evergreen, everything else I pull out and put out is like bringing people in waves to eventually like back people into that, right? And of course, there's like money coming into the business through whatever I'm selling on the front end, but I think of it like waves, and I decide if it's gonna be free, low ticket, or mid ticket based off of where I feel that my audience is at. So as an example, if I'm like, I really need to like get new people aware of me, know who they are, get that top of funnel bigger, and like just have a party, let's get awareness about who I am, what I do. That's when I'll do like a free masterclass, or I'll do like a big multi-day free event. Do I think that's going to convert to 1 million sales in the back end because it's free? No, I think that's going to bring in some like people who are brand new to me and like just trying me on, and like maybe we'll buy something in now, or maybe buy something in 2 months. If I'm doing something low ticket, like $27 boot camp, it's because I'm very intentionally going to do a big pitch of like the mid-ticket offer after, like a launch vehicle. If I'm doing more of like a micro program like this, it's because I'm like, my people need it. I'm going to serve the hell out of my humans. We're going to go deep. And if some people upsell on the back end, awesome. If not, like the micro program is the micro program. And then I do like waves of pushes for trailblazers. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm glad you're also like me, where you don't just know exactly in January what you're doing. I feel like that's not real. I don't know who those people are.
That's like in 2020 when people would say like everyone's batching their content a month in advance, right? And I'm like, no one's actually doing this, right? No, like no one's doing that. Or maybe they are, but they're people that have like teams, and they have 8-person teams, and they have multi-million-dollar businesses of offers that they've rinsed and repeat 1 million times, and they know exactly what the 5-step 100 process is to fill that. But if you're in this like building stage of like flooding people into your evergreen offers, I find that it's much more like get on the ground floor, open the floodgates with free and low ticket, pull people in, do it again, get great content, get on the ground floor, nurture people with free and low ticket, upsell people on the back end. It's just that over and over. I think of it like a wave. It's like pull them in and the wave, and pull them in and the wave. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Anybody else have anything specifically around offers?
Question for you.
Yes, go for it.
When it comes to like if I'm doing Metamorphosis Evergreen, that's like kind of the way I want to do it. What like it is it like micro offers that you usually do, or do you do like, is that like your launch vehicles every single time? Is that kind of what you're doing? Assuming it's like quarterly and stuff, but like, do you feel that what is the question I'm trying to ask?
Like, do I feel I have to change it up all the time?
Yeah, like in terms of like just like if I want to start inviting people into Metamorphosis, and like I don't have something, am I like just talking about it and not doing a heavy push? Like I feel like how to I guess that's what that brain, the stuff that I have to pull to make. I don't really, I guess the question is just like, how do you keep, like what, I don't even know where I'm trying to go. Let me think about this. Sorry. I thought I had a question, but I guess it's just like me getting in my own way about just like, how can I create something and not feel like the people when they're like coming in, they're like, why wouldn't I just like buy these offers? Because like, I'm that type of person that just buys one-off offers versus like staying in a program. So like, how do I make it feel like, what's the difference between like a micro offer versus like coming into Metamorphosis? There we go. There's the question I wanted. Like, instead of just being like, great, I have them just coming into these courses, but not necessarily staying for the 6 months.
Well,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But there should be so much of a win and so much incentive and so much, it almost becomes a no-brainer to stay in the 6-month offer, because it's like they get the micro programs and so much more, right? So looking at like the Trailblazers versus like individually purchasing like Trailblazing content and She Leads and, you know, Offer Art, can you do that? Do some people do? Absolutely. But considering those programs are the same price per month as, you know, the Trailblazers, and Trailblazers also gets bi-weekly Q&A calls, a weekly broadcast channel, the mastermind chat, there should feel like, oh, it's kind of a no-brainer once you're buying all these things to like go over here. And if you have a super fan that's like buying all these things, eventually she's gonna go like, oh, I should just go over here, and she will.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I was just thinking, like, maybe I'm just being like ad nauseum talking about it, but really it's just like, here's a new offer that you all can buy, but you really should just buy this because you get all of them included.
Yeah, and you can literally say that when you're selling it. Like, if you want this one-off thing, amazing, we're gonna work on this and it's gonna help you XYZ, but like the home space where we're really doing the thing is over here, come get it. And some people will just want the one-off thing, and again, that's perfect, because is that just alone giving them value? Absolutely. Of course, but like if someone's like, it's kind of a no-brainer to come over here, that's how you want it to be. That's your business model. Oh, I should just do that. Yeah, you should. Let's go. That kind of thing. Cool. Okay, amazing. Love it. Anybody else before we hop off? No? Everyone's feeling good? Okay, cool. Okay, so you got your offer, the welcome call, the training design, all of the things. You're feeling good about the curriculum and how it's all being structured and all of the things. Now we are going to finish off Offer Art talking about little minute things of just how to increase your sales of the offer. So like doing little sales in the back end, how to upsell people, how to turn one offer into lots of other sales that are happening behind the scenes of your offer, making sure that you feel good about things like the offer name, the tagline, all of that stuff, just to take it all home in terms of feeling really good about everything that's happening with your offers on the front end and the back end. Reminder, you guys, if you want to be included in the content workshop, this is a bonus, right? If you tag me on Instagram stories about Offer Art with any takeaway, you get automatic enrollment into a content workshop where we're going to brainstorm content to help fill your offer and sell your offer. So if you guys want to be a part of that, tag me, DM me a takeaway, and you're automatically going to get put into that workshop, and that's going to happen at the end of Offer Art. Okay. And that's going to be really fun. Any other things before we pop off? Everybody feeling Gucci? Okay, amazing. More trainings are coming. There will be one more Q&A next week, and then we'll have our closing call, and I'll send you all on your beautiful way. I adore you. I will see you later. Mwah. Have an amazing day. Bye.